Hello and welcome to another Dryer Vent Profits results interview where successful clients share cool stories and some of the great results that they've achieved so far in this profitable industry. Dryer Vent Profits is an online coaching and training program that helps business owners quickly start, scale, and succeed in the dryer vent cleaning industry. And I'm with my business partner, Justin Payne.
Hey, guys.
And today we are graced with the presence of Justin Hunt, who I like to refer to as Mr. Hunt to avoid confusion.
How's everybody doing?
So Justin, Mr. Hunt, give us some background. Who are you? Where do you come from? The name of your business. Give everyone some background on who you are.
I am Justin Hunt, currently of St. Louis, Missouri. I originally ran into these great guys from the Dryer Vent Profits program while I was down in Florida, while I was mainly only doing dryer vents only at the time. So we started that. I found them. It was a learning curve, actually learning a new trade, being hands-on, being by myself, learning all types of things. It was a little struggle going at first. I needed to find someone or something that could actually keep me consistent as far as just work without having to do too much outside. So I found the program. I researched it for a while. Jacob was very persistent, making sure that he kept tabs on me, kept in touch with me. He didn't push me or anything. It was just like, whenever you are ready, just jump off the fence. You can't make any decisions while you're on the fence. So it's like you have to get off the fence and do something. So it's like, all right, I kept letting them know, all right, the time will be ready. The time will be now. The time will be now. I personally delayed it. Should be smacking myself because I could already be further than I am right now had I jumped on it the first time I met these guys. It was very fun to say the least, being covered with all of the dryer vent and dryer lint, everything, starting off going into these crawl spaces, the attics and everything. Just it was a real experience. And then actually being able to step back and show a few other guys what these guys have showed me, has been able to actually allow me to step back a little bit.
Awesome. What's the name of your business?
I have two, actually. I have J5 Heating and Cooling, which is our mainly HVAC and contracting company, where we pretty much do anything dealing with the home, but mainly our main focus is the HVAC industry. We also have Duct Busters, which is our dryer vent and air duct cleaning company. So we kind of run both. Well, I run both of those. I have a few guys, nice team that I can actually depend on when needed. I've been able to, by following Jacob, step back a little bit, trusting the guys, because I shouldn't have to be everywhere doing everything, so it's just learning everything. The program is like awesome. Like it actually, like it shows you the tools, the mind state, everything you need. So it's great.
Awesome, man.
That's awesome. So you had been doing dryer vent cleaning before you joined the program. What would you say, like, in that whole process and everything, like before you joined the program, what would you say are like some of the biggest problems and struggles that you had?
Keeping consistent work and actually pricing the jobs correctly. I was doing jobs for like a third of what the worth was, considering what I knew that it was. And it was like, yeah, I was leaving a lot on the table. And then I was like scared to raise the prices. And then it was like, you have to, if the quality, the prices that you charge ultimately determines the quality of customers that you have.
Amen. Preach
it. Yeah.
Man, I remember that. That's so cool. I had totally forgot about that until just now. I was like, yeah, he was. So what did that look like? Like, what were you charging? I don't remember exactly what we were charging, but
I
do
think we
remember.
were doing like $50 for a dryer vent and maybe like 65 to go on the roof.
Oh my,
Yeah.
yeah.
Deal, man.
Boy, I'll tell you, man, a handful of people got a really good deal, didn't they?
Yep. And they didn't even give me reviews.
Oh
Man.
the quality of customers was down. Oh man,
Wow.
that is something else, man. That is so cool though. So let's talk a little bit about, I'm just gonna veer off track just a little bit because your situation is unique. You have two businesses. One is the dryer cleaning and air duct cleaning that you do for duct busters, and then the other one, like you just said, is J5 HVAC. So which one? So you started duct busters first, right?
I actually started J5 in 2017. I started that one in 2017, but like I say, it was kind of more, I kept jobs. It was a safety net. You know, I used it as a side hustle. I used it because I knew how to do heating and cooling, so I could make a little money on the side. And then, you know, I had people in my ear that was always like, you know what, I kept the job, and you know, I didn't do this, and you know, I did it this way. So it's like I tried to please the wrong people rather than like really pleasing myself, so I can please these same people that were, you know, had the comments to make.
Mm-hmm. So you started that, and then you started the duct busters business. What was your main reason for even becoming an entrepreneur, a business owner?
I'm a hustler, and I realized like long term at the generation that we are, I have like my dad's 76, and it's like he barely has a retirement. You know, he worked great jobs, chemical plants and everything throughout his entire life. He worked a great job at a great company, you know, but it's still like after you're done working, they really don't, you're nothing but another person. So it's like, rather than me just be another person in someone else's dream, I'll be that man to my family, and I'll provide all the stuff that we need.
Oh man, I love it. That's a strong driver right there. That's a strong motivation to provide for your family and provide something better than average, for sure. That is awesome, man. Go ahead, Justin.
Okay, so yeah, the veering off got me distracted.
Right.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, so give us a brief summary of like your latest wins as far as like just recently since joining the program and up to the current day.
Let me see. I was in Florida about all of 2021. So I just recently came back to St. Louis in December. Before I came back to St. Louis, I started implicating all of my things from the Dryer Vent Profits program towards St. Louis as a head start for myself. So I did that for about 2 months, steady, you know, on it, adding programs, adding pictures, adding updates, going through everything, going through all the motions as if, you know, I'm still on a ground level. I slowly started seeing me rank up. So before I even made it back to St. Louis, I believe J5 was ranking like number 8. And I had duct busters ranking like number 3, but it was in like just a small area. So I kept on doing all the things that I was doing, and you know, just going through the programs, doing all the things that you all said do on the programs, going back and forth to week 2 to week 3, going to week 7 and 8, going back to week 2 and week 1, and you know, literally making sure that I'm mastering and knowing all of these things without having to go back and forth to the program so much. So it's like we have the program, use it, learn it, you know, take advantage of it, and do what I need to. So I was doing that. I made it back to St. Louis, and I ended up with a off of my Google alone, I had a lot of out of town people that were finding. We have a lot of St. Louis has a lot of out of town investors. So we were ranking good. So I had a lot of out of town people that were reaching out to us. We were getting contracts, getting more jobs, getting busier. I'm hiring more people. You know, we're steady getting more jobs, getting more, to the point that, like, I believe just last week we actually just sent our first $500,000 estimate off, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna close it. So I mean, it went from like literally scrambling, guessing, wondering if we have work today or tomorrow, to literally being booked out 3 or 4 weeks in advance.
Dude.
Man.
Dude.
That's a testimony right there, bro. Man, that is something else, because things can go from bad to good in a matter of days.
Yep.
It can happen, man. It can happen. God is good, man. And you sent me that picture. You know, you had jumped on the one of the Q&A sessions that we have in the group, of course, and you know, you had caught us up. You had been gone like AWOL for a while. I didn't know where Justin was. I was like, "Where's Mr. Hunt?" Every now and then, I used to send you a message like, "Hey, you know, how's it going, man? You doing all right?"
Yep.
And then a day or two later, or maybe a week later, you pop in, but like, "Hey, man, I'm still breathing. I'm still alive." So I was like, all right. At least he's still living, right? But then you jumped on the Q&A, right, and caught us up, and I was mind blown. I was like, "Wow, that is so cool, man. He's been super busy." And so then you sent me that screenshot of the estimate that you sent out, and I'm glad I was sitting down, because I had no idea it was like that. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you being candid. I know some people don't want to share numbers and stuff, and that's
it is what it is. It's life,
right? It is what it is. You know, so $500,000 bid for what? What is it?
It's 152 air conditioning systems that we need to replace.
152
Yep.
AC units that you need to replace, like outdoor units, outside
Yep.
units, and inside.
Yes, sir. The full systems.
Dude, that is so cool. And where did this lead come from?
Google. From these out of town people.
It was an out of town investor that was looking for a local business,
and she was from New Jersey. So we have to be ranking good if they're finding us from New Jersey.
You have to be ranking good. So would you say the majority of the customers that you're getting are finding you on Google?
Yes, I would say at this point, the new ones, because you know we clearly have old relationships and everything going forward. But as far as our new customers, I would say, yeah, we get more. I honestly thought that word of mouth was it, but it's almost like 75% of them are coming from Google. And then we still have a lot of them coming from word of mouth, but we have so many new customers that are coming. Like, the people know about us when they need someone to refer, but like they don't, you don't need to refer someone every day.
Right. Exactly. How are you capitalizing on referrals? Are you using any of the other strategies that we teach, like the next door strategy? Are you using, getting people to leave you next door recommendations or Facebook group recommendations or any of that? Or is it just...
I have, honestly, with me, I've been more on Thumbtack and Google than I have with anything. I haven't really... I noticed with Thumbtack, I was able to run my ad, leave it there, and then it'll, as long as I kept my account active, it would be populating. With the other ones, I would have to be a little more active with those. And considering how busy we've been the last 2 months, I haven't personally been able to be active enough to do anything like that.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I mean, we had a few from Facebook, but Facebook was more or less. I was running into, it was more of a St. Louis was more one of those like clicky, everybody uses who they rather use, who they know someone else uses. So I mean, it's a catch-22 on certain things. So I mean, I noticed I've had more experience and more luck, and I've wasted less money going the other routes.
Right. That makes sense. And every market is different. There's different nuances. Like next door really works great. You know what I mean? In my market, and in other people like Brandon Burnham in his market, man, it was fire. You know what I mean? It's really good, and he's been able to scale quickly. Mainly, you know what I mean, from that strategy. And then other markets, like my cousin Jay Lynn, he was like, man, next door really isn't too popular out here. You know what I mean? So it hasn't gained traction in all markets, but it's all about finding what works for yours. And clearly you found something that works for you. You're consistent, you're staying consistent, you're hiring people, right? How many people have you hired so far?
4. If I had to let one go, but I'm at 3 right now.
3 current, right? And
yep, 3 of myself.
That's awesome, man. And you're starting to be able to kind of just be a little bit more hands-free, where you're the business is kind of being run and taken care of by your employees and you whenever you need to, but you can take a more like backseat approach of letting the business run.
Yeah, I would have never been able to make this meeting 60 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that is cool. So what are you averaging, or what's your low month, what's your high month as far as residential jobs, each month?
I would say we're on average between like 17 to 29 a month.
Gotcha. Man, that's awesome, man. That is good.
And that started off from literally like what, $1,800 a month?
Yeah. Dude, that is so cool though, man. It's so inspiring to see everything grow, isn't it?
Yes.
Great, man. So back on track. What are your biggest goals over the next 12 months?
I would say the biggest goals would be to get at least two vehicles out in the field, 4 more guys, and actually have dedicated days to have staff meetings so I can know what's going on with everything, so I can actually be more of an owner to my business versus a worker to my own company. So just trying to position myself so I can wear a little nicer clothes and get out of the jeans and the work shoes all the time.
There you go. Maybe start doing some sales meetings.
Yep.
Going out there and door to door, walk in, selling.
Yeah, because I love closing deals like that. I get a lot of enjoyment from that.
Yeah. It's like a fun challenge, right? That's awesome, man. That's good.
That's awesome. So, what would you say to anyone who's like on the fence about joining Dryer Vent Profits?
Do it. No. No. I mean, it's no point of being on the fence. I mean, it's results. I mean, like it's not going to happen for you. It's not going to just jump in your lap. But as long as you put in the work and dedication is needed, follow the guidelines. I mean, I'm sure results of what it happened. And I haven't even I probably ran to half my potential where I know I'm gonna be at 6 months from now.
Dude.
I mean, at some point, you have a little confidence, you run with a little arrogance, but I mean, you have to know certain things when you run in a business. I mean, and I know failure isn't an option at this point.
Absolutely. Man, well, that is good. I'm sure once we hop off here, I'm going to think of multiple questions that I still have asked, and I'll be kicking myself, but that's okay. That's just the way it is, right? And I'll ask you the questions. I'm glad that we can communicate back and forth.
Absolutely.
And we're still along with you on this journey, and I'm glad for that, because it's such a fulfilling thing to see people like you succeed in this industry and with your other business by implementing these the marketing and stuff. So that is awesome, man.
Yep. So Dryer Vents for the win.
There you go. There you go, man. That's awesome. Any other questions maybe that have popped in your head, Mr. Payne?
Like you said, probably the minute we turn the camera off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So until any other questions come in, we will go ahead and call this one a wrap. There you have it, folks. Justin Hunt, Mr. Hunt, is just a regular dude, right? He's personable. He's real down to earth. He's a good guy to get to know. And if he can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely.
Right? If anybody else can do it, you can do it. And that's the message that we're trying to get across to each one of you that are watching this right now, is that you can transform your life financially, spiritually, physically. If anybody can do it, you can do it. So if you want any more information about Dryer Vent Profits and what it can do for you, if you're looking to either start or continue to grow your dryer vent cleaning business, whatever the case may be, then go ahead and click the link below this video, or it could be above this video, depending on what platform this is on. And go ahead and check out the overview video and let us know if you have any questions. We're here to inspire and to encourage. And until next time, when we see you on the next Dryer Vent Profits Results interview, God bless.